Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Jobu, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Because without you guys, I certainly wouldn't have been talking for literally 3.5 hours straight. But I got to tell you, that was incredible. That is what we live for. That is what I've been missing. Is our Dallas Cowboys finally put the whole team together and played like there was some urgency. I mean, guys, we got it in all phases. Special teams got a turnover. Although Dan Bailey is injured, we don't know how bad Dan Bailey is hurt. It's a groin injury. I'm be honest with you, I don't know when he hurt the groin because it seemed like we scored a touchdown and we went for two. Or no, I guess it was on the kickoff. I don't know when he got hurt, but I got to find that out. Hopefully, he's not hurt too bad. We ended up having, of course, Jeff Heath kicking. He didn't do bad for coming in cold. He was kind of nicked up on the field as well. But I am so happy that our Dallas Cowboys did what you're supposed to do to a bad team. And I know people keep saying it was just the 49ers. They haven't won a game all season. But don't give me that crap, because this team had been close the last 5 weeks, losing within 3 points. This is the same team that lost to the Rams 41-39. This is the same team that put in their backup quarterback and came back and should have won last week on the road at FedEx Field. So don't tell me that it was a meaningless game, because we did what nobody else has been able to do, and that is stomp on their throat and do what you're supposed to do to an inferior team. But it wasn't just Zeke Elliott having a fantastic day. Zeke Elliott rushing for 146 yards on 26 carries, or having a screen pass go to the house for 70 yards. It wasn't just Dak Prescott having his third game in a row with 3 touchdown passes that did it. Passing the ball around, so Jason Witten got a touchdown, Zeke Elliott got a touchdown receiving, that the ball went all over the field, or the fact that Dak Prescott was able to run the ball for 25 yards. It was your defense getting some turnovers and getting sacks. And what did I tell you guys about the defensive line in the pass rush? It's the biggest bang for the buck that you can get on defense. If you've got a pass rush, you've got a lot. Now, I know it's just the 49ers. It's just the 49ers, so don't get too excited. But here's the thing. In the NFL, anybody can beat you. If the New York Giants going to Denver and doing that didn't prove that, then I don't know what's going to prove it to you. We had it all phases of the game. The pass rush got strip sacks. They got 5 sacks. Because when I look back, and I said this during the live stream, when I look back at the New York Giants getting hot and going on runs in the playoffs, as much credit as Eli Manning gets for being the Super Bowl MVP, it was those defenses of theirs that did it. And it wasn't like they had Hall of Fame cornerbacks like Deion Sanders. For Christ's sake, they had guys like Jason Sehorn out there. Can you remember cornerbacks that the Giants had? No. Because it was the pass rush that ended up carrying them through. Yes, Mike. You're on live with the Jobu Sports Report. Are you? Oh, we actually live streamed the whole game because the game wasn't covered everywhere, son. How are you feeling about our Dallas Cowboys right now? Oh, you didn't watch the game? Oh, okay. But my son was on a date. You know, Zeke Elliott had 26 carries, son, for 146 yards, and had a screen pass for a touchdown, 70 yards.
How was the kicker?
Jeff Heath was our kicker for the game, and hopefully it's not bad. He was standing up. Bailey was standing up on the sidelines, so I'm hoping it's just a strained groin, that they were just being precautious on him. But what? Jeff Heath Jeff Heath was the kicker. He missed a couple extra points, and we went for two on another one. But hopefully, we either sign somebody or Bailey will be okay. But I'm actually on live right now, son. So I'm going to get back to them. I will talk to you about it.
I'll tell you this one, the New York Giants are
Yeah, we know the New York Stinking Giants are losing 17 to nothing, and Seattle is in the red zone, so that's always a good thing. So we won't see any Giant trolls tonight then. All right, I'll see you when you get home. So yes, the New York Stinking Giants are losing. They are going to be losers tonight. Um, I'm sorry, I forgot where I was, but the team put together a complete game because the defense got a pass rush. Sean Lee is all over the field, and you can see even Jalen Smith got a sack fumble. It was everybody in there. And see, Jalen Smith, that leg is still not quite there, and you can see him move around. Sometimes it's better than others. Um, but when he doesn't have to play every single down, he's more effective. And you're better off if you can rotate guys that are fresh in. The team defense played pretty good for the most part. They had a couple of brain farts here and there, but for the most part, when you get 5 sacks, you're doing good. I believe that gets us up to 21 already on the season. And when you think about a couple of years ago that we only had 29 on the season, that is incredible. The pass rush we're putting on there. But yeah, D-Town, I agree. Jalen Smith definitely looked a lot better. It may be that the 2 weeks off gave that leg some time to heal, to rest up, and get out there and play a little bit better. Because literally from training camp on, he'd been playing, every down just about out there out of necessity. So the fact that he probably got some rest and some time off of it probably helped because he did that strip sack. He moved in there and he got in the hole really quick. He looked the best that I've seen him actually on that play all season. So that's great for him. We did see Sean Lee limping on the field there for a minute or two, but he stayed in there. Hopefully that hamstring, he didn't hurt it. Other than that, I don't think anybody else got hurt or anything else in the game. So hopefully we're healthy. We've got an extra day compared to the Washington Redskins who aren't playing until tomorrow night. Mark, alcoholic. Come on, man. I only had 2 drinks now, and I haven't even finished the second one. It's right here, alcoholic of the year. And Joe Boo still has his, man. Believe it or not, I don't drink that much. Dallas did what I knew they would. I'm a new subscriber. Well, Emily Bush, thank you for joining the Joe Boo's Man Cave and being part of the mojo. Welcome to the madness. We always love to have you lovely ladies in here. So thank everybody actually for subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. And Brian, running for president, really? No, man, I'm not running for president. I got too many skeletons in my closet. I got some stuff out there I don't want people to know about. But thank you very much. Mark, you are 50 plus. Well, thank you for reminding me that I'm just old as dirt. Reese, thank you for being a long-time subscriber. So, guys, what did you like about this game? What didn't you like about this game? I have a lot to like. My game ball has got to go out to Zeke Elliott, who finally showed up. This is the Zeke Elliott that we had last year. This is the Zeke Elliott that ran with an attitude. This is the Zeke Elliott who was breaking tackles. We have not seen this Zeke Elliott except for 1 quarter against Green Bay in the 4th quarter. But I hate to say this, and I hate to be the Debbie Downer here. I still think that sooner or later, the NFL is going to get theirs. That it's one of those, you can pay me now or you can pay me later, and I just hope it doesn't happen at the worst time for us. Maybe we get through the season and have the opportunity to make it to the playoffs and have him. I wish there was one way we could just say with the NFL, look, guys, we'll deal with it in the offseason. For now, let it be, and let's concentrate on football, because what the NFL needs right now, I got to tell you, the NFL needs the Dallas Cowboys. The NFL needs games like Kansas City and the Raiders. With all of the anthem protests and the concussions and the injuries and the lawsuits and stuff like there, they need games like this that get people excited. I know it's mostly Cowboy fans excited, but when you are the #1 rated team with more fans than any place else, when the Cowboys wins, it's good for the NFL. They need this kind of stuff. They don't need to be talking about Zeke Elliott being suspended on some charges that just don't seem to hold water. They don't need to be talking about anthem protests and things. They need to get back to football. And they need to get rid of the Zeke Elliott situation one way or the other. It's been a distraction for too long, and it's turning too many people off. It's a business. I hate to say it. It's a business. And you've got to give people what they want. And what they don't want is to hear about Zeke Elliott being suspended. They don't want to hear about anthem protests. They want to see games on the field. They want to be the escape from the real world that Sunday I have done all my work and I've taken care of my business. I want to sit down and I want to watch my team play and win. And that's what they need. So, anyway, game ball, Zeke Elliott. Another game ball, Dak Prescott. 3 games in a row with 3 touchdown passes. Guys, anybody out there who does not think that Dak Prescott is a player and a good quarterback, thank you, Cam. I appreciate that subscription. You just don't know football. Dak Prescott is doing it in so many different ways, between the play calling at the line, changing plays up, between doing it with his feet when he has to, between getting out in space and being deadly accurate. Nobody's perfect as a quarterback, but he's pretty damn good. And we are lucky as shit. Now, the Eagles are lucky to have Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz looks like he's a baller too. But you know what? The Eagles gave up how much to get Carson Wentz? And they're paying him how much? Because we got Dak Prescott in the 4th round, and he is only making $600,000 a year, which means we have money to spend on other places. That's why we got cap room. Because we don't have Tony Romo's contract right now. If we had Tony Romo right now, we would be basically even on the cap. But right now, we actually have $14 million that we can use to sign key players. We've got DeMarcus Lawrence that you may want to get a contract to. I don't know. He's got 9.5 sacks, and the last time we had somebody over more than that was Jason Hatcher in his contract year about 3 years ago. You might want to lock up Zach Martin. But we can do those things because we have a quarterback who's not going to have to get paid for a couple of years. So we as Cowboy fans have to realize that it's not only his play on the field that is helping this team. His salary is helping this team to be able to build. Because after the end of this year, we're going to be getting rid of some guys that have some contracts that make some good change. That's going to open up some more money that we'll have for free agency. We'll have 10 draft picks next year. The future is bright for the Dallas Cowboys. I can't say that the Cowboys can win the Super Bowl this year. I can't. But I can't say anybody's going to win the Super Bowl this year the way this season has been. But I know this. This is a young team. It's hungry. And they are getting the right pieces together. I'm still out on the coaching part of it, but we won't go there today. We're going to enjoy this victory. Amrak, I'm glad you're not impressed. If it had been, I tell you what, if it had been a 21-20 game, I wouldn't have been impressed either. I wouldn't have. But the Cowboys did something to these 49ers that nobody else did on their turf. Okay? They went out and stomped on them like you're supposed to a bad team. And when I look at the games that we played, because I know we've got a 3-3 record, just 500, nothing spectacular, but we played good in phases from time to time, but never put a game together. You look at Green Bay and the Rams, we scored 30 points. We have now scored more than 30 points 3 games in a row. That alone should give you 3 victories. But our defense, because they were missing guys and playing on short weeks against teams with extra rest, there are reasons that you could say that could be part of the reason why you lost. They're not excuses, but they're reasons that you can look back and say, yeah, well, we were tired, ran out of gas. We had brain farts in coaching. But this game, because they were able to hit on all cylinders, shows you the potential that the team has. Now, they're not going to get 40 points like that against, say Seattle. I'm not saying that. But if you play like that against anybody, you got a pretty good chance of winning. If you can put that kind of pressure on a quarterback, I don't care who it is. You hit Tom Brady like that enough times, Tom Brady is going to lose his cool. You get Zeke Elliott running downhill like he did against just about any other defense, you're still going to do some damage. So, yes, it's only a win over a 0-16, but it's a win. And come December, they're going to go through, they're going to count and say, how many wins did you have? Oh, you had 10 wins? Okay. Oh, this team had 9. This team had 8. Okay. Guess what? You get to go to the playoffs. But playoffs? You're talking about playoffs? Yeah. I am talking about playoffs. Because as I look right now, Seattle is doing well. They beat the Giants, or about to beat the Giants, 24-7. The Rams, they're playing well. Lord knows they just got another one, although their schedule's been a little soft, but you got to understand that they're playing well. The Eagles have been playing well. But do you believe in those teams completely? Do you feel like they are a juggernaut that can't be beat? Because Carolina, a couple weeks ago, went to New England and kicked their ass. But right now, they just lost to the Chicago Bears, 17-3. Kansas City looks fantastic, too, a couple weeks ago, but now, all of a sudden, not so much. So, we might be lucky in playing some teams at the right time. Atlanta, I'm not sure Atlanta's that great anymore. Kansas City, they're kind of in a bad spot. Maybe we hit them at the right time. Who knows? But we'll have to wait and see and enjoy week by week. David Irving, Kings, David Irving, I agree 100%. He is the real deal. He is a beast. The Vikings, the Vikings are a quiet 5-2, but they still don't have a quarterback yet, man. I'm still not sold on the Vikings. I think the Vikings started out last year gangbusters and went downhill. Andy, 100% right. It's a race, not a sprint. Well, here's what we need to focus on right now. Playing the Washington Redskins. We just take this one game at a time. We're 3-3. If we go to Washington and we beat them, we're 4-3. Things look a lot better at 4-3 than they did at 2-3. So we will definitely. Carlo Wills, thanks for the kisses there. We will definitely be heading in the right direction. Terrence Williams, I don't know what's happened to Terrence Williams. Terrence Williams just is not catching him like he used to. I don't know. It's like he's lost his confidence. And confidence means a lot when you're playing football. As of right now, looking at next year, what position do you look at? Oh, man. I might want to say, oh, boy, that's a good question. Depending on what happens with Rico, as well as Dez, I might be looking for a number one wide receiver. I might also be looking for another linebacker as well. Donald Duck is trolling me. Okay, I'm sorry. The comments and stuff are rolling by too quickly. I can't catch up with them. You always need more pass rushers, and it also will depend on what we do with Marcus Lawrence. If we re-sign to Marcus Lawrence, I could see Tyrone Crawford next year being released because of his contract. You may want to look at adding another pass rusher, and depending on what you end up getting with Taco, if he ends up starting to play better as well, you've got some good pieces on there, and it's also going to be interesting to see what we've got with like a Woozy. A Woozy, we don't really know what we have, and we may also want to look at having another safety. I don't think Jeff Heath is the answer, and I think Byron Jones would be better suited at being a cornerback. I think we need a lights out safety and intimidator out there. I swear, if we had an intimidating safety out there, it would make all the difference in the world. Um, well, of course, we're going to be happy about this win, and of course, we're going to hope that the Eagles lose. I mean, that's the way it is. You know, you can only take care of what you can take care of. Right now, we took care of what we're supposed to, and that's beating San Francisco. Next week, we go in and look at beating the Washington Redskins, and you keep doing that stuff. We've got two games against the Eagles. You win those two games, all of a sudden, look a whole lot different. Rico will play next week. I don't think that's possible because he's got to sit out 8 games, Joseph. I could be wrong on that, but with him coming back from injured reserve, after 6 weeks, he can start practicing. So he can start practicing on Monday, but he's not eligible to play until week 8. O-line definitely was much improved over last week. Oh, and I was talking about my game balls. Game ball. Defensive line, that pass rush, 5 more sacks. Definitely am so happy about that defensive pass rush. Being a former defensive lineman, I love it when they hit the quarterback and knock the snot out of him. Okay, Donald Duck. I've answered this like 5 different times already today. Okay? Cowboy Joe Boo here. Make a long story short, I had an Eagle fan that said that the Dallas Cowboys suck so bad that not even Joe Boo could help them. So I made Joe Boo for fun. And I went to New York, I believe it was 2013, after they won their last Super Bowl, when they had their Super Bowl party. And went to the game with Joe Boo. It was the first game I had him with me. And we won that game that we probably shouldn't have won, being it was the Giants Super Bowl party. They were the first Super Bowl team to have an opening game that they lost, in prime time. And that's when the legend was born. So each year I got a jersey. 2013 I got a jersey that says Cowboy Joe Boo. 2014, 2015 I didn't get one. 2015 I did not get a jersey, and we know how that season worked out. 4-12. And so this is this year's. I get my jerseys made from Mike Mosh. And if you guys, like my jerseys and stuff, great prices on jersey, and I've been buying them for him 6 or 7 years now. Probably got about 10 different jerseys or so. But it is a Cowboy. I don't know if I can turn around enough here. There we go. Cowboy Joe Boo, not a Jason Garrett, for the 2017 season. And I will wear this for this season. And next year it'll be 2018. So it is not a Jason Garrett jersey. Trust me, there is nothing in this man cave of Jason Garrett's. I am 52 years old. Thank you very much. I am the same age as the Super Bowl. That's right. I was born in 1965. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I know, because people are like, or Quincy Carter, because people have said, Quincy Carter is like, no, but it is a Cowboy Joe Boo. So if you ever see a 17 jersey at the stadium, look for Joe Boo, because that's me this year. Yes. Well, see, here's the thing, Andy. Yes, David Irving is actually more of a defensive end, but because Stephen Paya ended up retiring, that left him short as a number 1 technique player. When he came back, they basically plugged him in because it was out of need, because we don't have a true number 1 technique nose tackle. But thus far, he's been beasting out there. Dude, between his height and being able to stretch up and get that hand in front of the quarterback's face, he's like an eclipse out there. And his pass rushing skills, he's quick enough. Thank you, Neil. Me and my wife definitely say I look 52 years old, if not older, but thank you very much. But David Irving has been able to get a really good push, and his speed is hard for centers to stop him. I'll definitely be at the draft again next year. I've actually been to 3 drafts, 3 of the last 4, so I'm planning on making number 4 next year. Yeah, Donald Trump, I'm still mystified why we have Jeff Heath playing as much as he does. Yeah, I'm ecstatic about this game. I'm 48. What do you want to cook for being 52? What do you want to cook for being 52? Okay, I lost that one. Joey is okay. Clint Eastwood had. There you go. Yeah, God, that's about the only thing that would have made this game perfect for me is if we had gotten an interception. And Carr has, I think, 3 on the season. Go figure. Makes you wonder: was it Brandon Carr or was it the system? Um, Yeah, I'm trying to understand why Rod Mardelli has he's starting week after week because I keep seeing him just trying to chasing behind guys. He went in the hole and had a chance to make a tackle right there in the hole, and just missed the guy flat out. Just missed him, and I'm just kind of looking at like you got to get rid of this guy. Cannot be out there starting. I do better at this than by my play-by-play. Well, Neil, I'm sorry. That was actually the first time I've actually live streamed a whole game. Um, so I had no clue as to what I was actually should be doing, or so on. So did the best I could with it. I hope that at least it helps some of you guys that didn't have the game on to be able to get through it. Um, keep him as backup kicker. Yeah, I like that. Did I ever play football? Yes, I did. I actually played high school and I played at JMU with Charles Haley back in the 80s. Where's the tailgate truck? Bill B. Okay, anybody who's going to the Redskin game, I'm going to be tailgating. I'm going to be in Platinum Lot A out there. So if you're interested in it, email me. I've got my Cowboy Jobu website up there. If not, email me at cowboymark94 at Gmail and let me know you're interested in it. And if you want to help out with the tailgate or get a shot glass or a shirt, go to my Patreon page and let me know what you'd like to do. Well, thank you, Amrak. I appreciate that. Um, well, here's a good thing, at least for our Cowboys, okay? Our game's done. We're over with. We're at home in Dallas. They're feeling great or excuse me, not home in Dallas. They're going home to Dallas. But they're feeling great about this game. And they're going to go home. They're going to get a good night's sleep. And the Redskins don't play until tomorrow night. So, on my email, cowboymark94 at Gmail. Yeah, I did play back in the 80s at JMU. Charles Haley was a teammate. Gary Clark graduated the year before I played there and stuff. So, yes, I did. Charles was a nut. I can 100% tell you that is true. When the stories you hear about Charles Haley, I can believe every single one of him in the pros because Charles was a nut. But he was also a guy that you were glad was on your team. You didn't want to play against Charles Haley because Charles Haley would screw you up. He once in practice hit a guy so hard that he made him a cheerleader. I'll never forget Charles getting knocked down by a running back, James. I won't give his last name. And Charles got up and said, "I'm going to fuck you up." And on the very next play, he hit skate, legal clean hit, but literally knocked him the F out. They carried him off on a stretcher and they told him basically, after fracturing part of his neck, that if he ever took a shot in the neck again, that he'd be paralyzed. And he became a male cheerleader. True story. So yeah, I did play a little bit of football. Witten Donald, oh my God, that catch, literally, Witten, arm over here was being held by the defensive back, caught the ball here and just curled it back in. Thing of beauty. Dak hit it right on the only place that it could go, and he made a fantastic play. That was an all-around great play. Zeke will play next week, and the hearing for Zeke will be on the 30th, the day after the Redskin game. Did Charles ever lift weights? Yeah, he lifted weights, but see, Charles was actually one of those country guys from Hades, Virginia. He was just naturally strong. Charles was just a beast. Jalen Smith with that sack fumble was incredible. Oh no, Sandman. All I can tell you is this: my nickname was Crazy Mark, and we'll just leave it at that one. Okay, we'll just leave it at that one. And to be honest, I met my wife in college, and she was like, "Nah, it ain't happening," because I was Crazy Mark. But after about 20 years, I finally wore her down and got to marry her. Can I do a jersey collection video? Sure. Okay, if you really want to see that. Patreon link is just Mark Holmes. Everything else is Cowboy Jobu or Mark Holmes. So either one, you can find me. Brian, just email me. Actually, I'm gonna pretty much have everything. I'll bring rum. I'm not a beer drinker. Give me my rum anytime. So I probably won't have any beer. So like if you guys want to bring beer or stuff like that or other stuff to drink would probably be great. I'm going to have plenty of food to eat and stuff like that. I'm just trying to get a rough idea how many people will be there so that way I know how much stuff I need to bring out there. LA Mental, yeah, it's going to be a tough stretch, but we've got some games in there. If we can go 4-2 over, well, 4-2 including this game here, we're actually going to be in pretty good shape. We've got the tough ones, of course. Redskins, it's always tough in your division. We've got Kansas City after that one, but at least we're playing at home, and Kansas City have kind of come back to earth. We've got Atlanta in Atlanta. Atlanta, that still will be a tough game because they've got a good offense, but their defense not so much. But then we've got some other games in there that we can win. So, if we can go the next 5 games 3-2 or 4-1, we'd be in fantastic shape. But we'll see where we go. Lit Mark. Nah, I'm okay. You're right about that. Cowboys victory, good liquor, supportive wife, priceless. The only thing now that would make it perfect is if tomorrow night's game ended up in a tie, but I guess that wouldn't happen. No smoking in the house. Let's see. Do I think Jason Witten will retire this year? I'd probably say it depends on how this year went. Because clearly he still has some left in the tank. It's just a question of, is his desire going to be there? Or how will he feel about, okay, we're close, maybe I should tough it out for another year and see if we can get that ring. Because I really want to see him get a ring. Joshua, I'm going to have to hate to say this, I'd like to see the Skins win tomorrow night. Ugh. You don't want the Eagles to get another game up because they've got a soft schedule. What you'd like to see is the Eagles lose and then we beat the Redskins. That's, how you're really taking the biggest steps. I'm mystified, King of Com, how he pulled the groin. I want to find that one out myself because I don't know when it happened or how it happened. I'm so excited for the Redskin game. You just don't know. Ghost Skins. Neil, I like that. Ghost Skins. Jose, well, take it easy on that first shot of rum there, buddy, because that stuff will sneak up on you. But I got to tell you, man, rum, I love it. Keep it real. Here's what's funny, though. The NFL is so unpredictable. Nothing shocks me anymore. The Chicago Bears beating Carolina today didn't really shock me. Surprised me, but didn't shock me. This league is just crazy. This year has been, I'm going to be in Platinum Lot A, and that's on the side where the Redskin store is. If you're coming in from Central Avenue, when you're coming in from the Central Avenue exit, the Platinum Lot is like the closest one to the stadium. Well, Clorox bleach is always wrong. Whenever Clorox bleach says something, I feel good about it because then it's usually something good for us then. You need a sniper. Okay. Yeah, Cowboys Raiders, that should be a really good game too. Well, Clorox bleach, man, his Giants, man, they are pathetic. Have I ever been to Boulder, Colorado? I've been to Denver, Colorado. We were out there for a photo shoot years ago. Am I in Dallas? Unfortunately, I am actually outside Washington, D.C. I actually live in Northern Virginia. Grew up here back when the Redskins were good, and it was a nightmare for me because their defensive coordinator, Richie Pettibone, his kids went to school with me. Joe Gibbs' son, J.D., played quarterback for our crosstown rivals, Oakton, and that's back when they were winning Super Bowls. In fact, I had the opportunity to go to a game and sit in Joe Gibbs' box. All I had to do was be a Redskin fan. And guess what? Couldn't do it. Just could not cheer for the Redskins for any reason. So that's when you know you're a true blue Dallas Cowboy fan. Being here in Washington, D.C., cheering on the Cowboys. The Nats are stomped by the Hawks. Thank God. Well, Deborah, hey, I'm with you, girl. Surprisingly, there's a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans that are here in Washington, D.C. area. A lot like my father were because the Redskins were the last team to integrate. Sandman, how much weight did I put on after college? Ooh, about 40 pounds. Yeah, Jack, 500 yards of offense is freaking incredible. No, Jobu is a straight rum drinker. Brian, I'm working on going to the Giants game. I'm definitely going to try and be there for that one. Oh man, see, all you guys that are that are in Maryland and D.C., you should go to that Redskin game. Let's take that joint over that dump, FedEx Field. I know it's not a great place to watch a football game, but I want to see a sea of blue there. Boise State bookends. There you go. Heath can be replaced by Xavier Woods. You saw him actually Xavier playing a lot more than he had in the past. I'm still surprised that they keep throwing Jeff Heath out there. Definitely loved Jason Witten's catch. Oh, Neil, man, you're at the Green Bay game. I was gonna go to the game. I wanted to go to the game, but my wife was actually in New Orleans, and I couldn't go then. Jose, I'm not saying this is a Super Bowl defense just yet, but they are definitely, when they're healthy, can play a lot better than what they showed the last 2 weeks. Well, Neil, I got to tell you, Xavier Woods may not be ready to play every down, but I can't say that Jeff Heath is. Jeff Heath, to me, looks like a liability out there. When he's out there, you can see them going at him. Oh, Woods to me. Shinobi, unfortunately, we don't know what you have because he's got that hamstring issue. And it's going to take some weeks for it to really get together. Yeah, Rod Smith definitely looked really... That's the one thing at least makes you feel better about the whole Zeke Elliott situation is between Alfred Morris and Rod Smith. You know, it's not ideal, but at least you've got capable backs that are there. Agreed, RJ. Jalen Smith definitely played better with less snaps and having 2 weeks off. I just think he was definitely overworked. Brian, Xavier Woods would be my bet to replace Jeff Heath. And quite frankly, I'm not sure Byron Jones is really a safety. He doesn't hit like a safety should. I think he'd be better as a cornerback. Yeah, Rod Smith definitely has potential. Who's going to trade anything for Jeff Heath? Come on, man. Joshua, then yeah, if you live in Montgomery County, then you definitely know my pain too about being a Cowboy fan here. I don't know that this game saved Jason Garrett's job. I think it'll all depend on how the rest of the season goes. Who said we're talking about Super Bowl? Dave L. Dave, what team is yours? McFadden has actually been inactive. They are looking at Alfred Morris being the better back right now, along with Rod Smith. Well, the Redskins, here's the thing. The Skins have actually been beat up pretty bad. I mean, Josh Norman has been out, ruled out for this game. Don't know. I think if there's any chance that he can play, he'll play. He'll play against the Cowboys without a doubt, or he'll try to play just from the simple fact of the commercials with Samson. Hmm. Well, Smith is better. Is a better pass receiver. Alfred Morris is basically a runner. He's not great at catching the ball. He's a straight ahead north and south runner, and that's a guy that you want hitting the holes real hard. The Redskins secondary is definitely shaky without Josh Norman. But here's the thing. I tell you, when they went to Kansas City, they punched Kansas City in the mouth. And they came out and they were hitting like crazy. And when you can do that and get a team that basically gets bitch slapped, you got a chance. Eagles and Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Yeah, okay. Well, you know what? You can throw those projections out the window. When are they ever right? Ugh. Sorry, guys. No, I drove home late last night, and it's been like really. Today's the first day that I haven't worked in like 2 weeks, so I'm just everything's finally catching up, and I think the excitement of the game, the live streaming during the game and stuff, I think it's finally caught up with me. And while we're sitting here talking about the live streaming, what did you like about live streaming me during the game? What didn't you like about it? Is it something that I should try and do or not try and do? Give me your opinions on ways to make it better, because here I'm trying to make the experience as best as possible as I can do. Get Revis. No, Daryl Revis isn't the answer. Can you somehow get paid for this? You can actually make a little bit of money with ads being sold from YouTube and stuff. It's not a whole bunch, but you know, if you get sponsors and things like that want to help you out, that's how you really can make some money. Some people can make a living from it. You'll see some people have got a couple 100,000 subscribers and things. But it takes a lot of work and a lot of time before you get to that point. Dak 5 TDs, you got it. I need another vacation. Well, my wife would love that. So you've been talking to my wife, because she's always saying we need a vacation. Camardi, okay. Joseph, I couldn't have said it any better myself, that we definitely just need to punch offenses in the mouth. I am a proponent. That's why I think that Byron Jones isn't the right safety, because he's not a guy that's going to punch you in the throat, you know, in the mouth. And, you know, you need an edgy guy there. Oh, Dexter Klingscale was a beast, man. Vlad the Impaler. Dexter was cool. I mean, he was a hell of a linebacker. Well, thank you, Miguel. Rod is definitely a beast. Yeah. Well, Kathy, here's the thing. When Zeke is chewing up the ball like he's doing, everybody's focusing on him. So if Dak can sell that fake to him, he's going to be wide open, because everybody's going to be crashing into the line, worried about Zeke Elliott going to the house. All of a sudden, Dak is wide open going. I mean, it's the perfect situation. That's where this offense, it's key if we can get the running game going to help out the defense. If the defense can, you know, stay off the field and they're out there fresh, then they're able to go ahead and make plays. I mean, you see what that pass rush can do, but you can't be out there 60, 70 plays and think they're going to be able to keep up. And you can see the difference of having a Sean Lee out there and Hitchens, because if you don't have those guys there, that second level is not the same, and you need the linebackers, because the way the defense is designed is the defensive line basically takes the offensive line and keeps the linebackers clean. And it's the linebacker's job to scrape and to fill the holes and to make the plays. It's not designed for the linemen to make the plays. It's designed for the linebackers to fill the holes and find the running backs. And Jalen Smith, in the last couple of games, just wasn't able to get there with speed and authority to be able to make the plays. He did definitely better this week, but he was playing, 50, 60 plays. He was playing 10 or 15, and he was basically able to be fresh. The leg was there and be able to do some moves. Scanner, I didn't actually hear a call to him saying, I'm going to be interested in looking back at the game and seeing what we actually did and well and stuff. Hopefully I'll have time this week. Well, Vlad, the only question is now McFadden hasn't played at all really for about the last year and a half. So you have to wonder, how is McFadden? And apparently the coaches are seeing something that we aren't, and that's why he's been inactive. Jessica, amen. If we had a Darren Woodson back there, we would be in Fat City right now. He needs to. RJ, are we talking about Jason Garrett needs to go, or who are we talking about needs to go? Definitely he'll be at the draft next year. Definitely he'll be there. Good point, Lewis, that Jalen Smith not having the spotlight on him definitely probably helped him a lot. Having a guy like Sean Lee out there who will garner a lot of attention also helps too. But yeah, woulda, coulda, shoulda. But Max, we could have been 5-1, but we're not right now. We're 3-3, and got to keep fighting and keep whacking at it till we get there. Gregory can file for it, but he's not going to be able to get in anytime soon. I can tell you that right now. Unless they end up changing the drug policy and all that, it would be next year before he'd be back out on the field. Too early to tell what they're going to do about Dan Bailey. Don't know how severe the injury is at the moment. Calvin, pass rush was fantastic. The offense was creative and moved the ball around, so it kept the defenses guessing. Special teams definitely played better. We got a turnover there. We got a couple of strip sacks. Overall, that to me was the first game that the team has put all the pieces together and played well all the way through. I'm not going to argue about Heath being horrible. Boy, there's not a whole lot of love for Heath tonight. Who can Taco? It's it, and that's where people don't. You guys don't seem to understand that Taco. He's a rookie. He hasn't shown a lot yet. But here's the thing: your defensive line has been playing like crazy. You got 21 sacks on the season. Who are you going to sit for a rookie? Who are you going to sit? Seriously. My point is, there's my beautiful wife. Guys, you got 4 minutes left, and then it's time for to put the kiddies to bed. What kind of rum? I drink Zayas rum. Well, this is one of my favorite rums, Zayas, which is like a really good sipping rum. In fact, at the ABC stores here in Virginia, it's $29 a bottle, and actually they have two matching glasses that are etched that come with it too. It's like a sale they got this month. I should have bought about 5 or 6 of them just to stock up on them. We did, and Paul, that's what I loved about today was the team changed their identity and ended up doing stuff differently. Moving the ball more outside, getting Dak Prescott out in space, getting throwing in a few curveballs here with the fake reverse. Instead of being predictable, they went through and did a few things differently than they normally do. And I think that helps out to keep people guessing. Can Mrs. Jobu make a guest appearance? She doesn't like to be on camera. She's been on a couple of times here and there. But generally speaking, she's not one to want to be on the Joe Boo Sports Report, much like my son. Um, I wouldn't mind seeing Rod Smith get a few more carries because, especially on third downs, because he is a different type of a running back from Zeke Elliott. He's kind of like a change-up pace, and it would be good to see him out there more because he's clearly he can do some stuff. Brian, I hope that Sean Lee's okay. I'm interested to see what the injury report looks like tomorrow. Frank Wagner, man, I hope. Well, thank you, Frank. I appreciate that. They're camera shy. Yeah, well, it might be have something to do with being on a video with an old guy and a voodoo doll. I'm just saying, it's kind of creepy, you know. Um, yeah, Cooper. Yeah, Cooper. He ran the ball real well, but he also got smacked at the end. Um, yeah, but you know, listen, we're back to 500. We played a complete game, and we have things to build on. You know, there's always going to be more stuff that you can do um, as a team, and you can always get better and better and better. The fact that we finally showed up and had a great game all the way around against a team that was outmanned. Let's be honest now. This was not a Super Bowl caliber team that we beat. I understand that. But we came through and played the way you're supposed to play. And with that being said, it's 8 o'clock. I have been on the air for going on damn near 5 hours, guys. And that's just too damn much, Mark and Joe Boo. It will literally turn your brain to mush. But I want to thank each and every one of you guys that support the Joe Boo Sports Report. And remember, if you're in the Washington, D.C. area and going to the Redskin game, I'm going to be in Platinum Lot A. I want to get as many of us together, do some videos, hopefully see if we can live stream depending on the internet signal, and have a great time and hopefully get a victory against the Washington Redskins. But again, guys, make sure you guys have a great week. Feel good about this victory, but tomorrow it's back to work looking at taking care of the Washington Redskins. As always, thank you guys. Keep spreading the mojo, and I'll see you soon.